Welcome to the Mystic Spiral, the podcast where earth-rooted magic, animal wisdom, and ancient enchantment twist together like a serpent and a snail in the moss. Join us as we explore the unseen, the intuitive, and the beautifully strange.
Each episode invites you deeper into the spiral, into the myth, and into the wild magic that lives within and around all of us.
Hi, I'm Lauren, crystal healer, earth-rooted mystic, and friend of snails and mossy fae-folk magic.
And I'm Laura, animal communicator, serpentkin fauna witch, and solitary sigil practitioner.
Hey, Mythlings! Welcome back to the Mystic Spiral. In today's episode, we are going to let the mists of divination engulf us as we delve into scrying.
One of the most ancient forms of magic that we can trace back in history, and one of the most accessible practices for anyone to use.
If any questions should arise during this episode, please send them to us at mysticspiralpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll answer them in a future Q&A episode. The word scrying comes from an Old English word, descry, which means to see something unclear or distant by looking carefully. According to the dictionary.com, it's also sometimes called peeping or seeing. Basically, it's using an object's surface, smoke, or something else to tap into your intuition and see things that are unclear.
So what fortune tellers in movies use crystal balls for?
Yeah. In movies, they show using the crystal ball to see someone's future, but scrying can also be used to see the past and the present. It can help clarify things in any time, really.
Those movie fortune tellers also often read tea leaves, and tasseomancy or tea leaf reading is also a form of scrying. In addition to crystal balls and tea leaves, you can use coffee grounds, smoke, fire, water, stones, and mirrors to scry.
Yeah, there really is a way to do it for anyone. The first known scrying in history was ancient Mesopotamia, which was around 4000 BCE. They used polished stones and other reflective surfaces like mirrors to do it. Ancient Egyptians and ancient Greeks also used similar tools for scrying.
Nostradamus is the most well-known person when you think of scrying. He used a brass bowl of water to scry, or a mirror. We're still interpreting his prophecies today.
So let's talk about how to choose a scrying medium. If you're not sure how to start scrying, start with something you already have, water or maybe a candle.
You can absolutely buy a black mirror or a pretty bowl specifically to put water for scrying into if that's your jam, but you don't have to. You already have what you need nearby and in yourself. If you can see shapes and clouds, you have the ability to scry. I love the look of black mirrors and I have one, but water feels most comfortable for me to work with.
You might also feel called to use whatever's left over after you've drank your coffee or tea, or you might feel more peaceful sitting by a lake and looking at the water.
There isn't really a wrong answer, but the element that calls to you might influence what you choose. Water is obviously water and fire is fire. Smoke is air. Stones and tea leaves are earth. You might try all of them and see what feels best for you, or the situation you're trying to see clearer might influence which tool you use.
So what is scrying for? Scrying is just like any other method of divination. It's just the channel you're tuning yourself into so you can hear what your higher self is saying.
Yeah, if scrying is something that calls to you, try it out. If you prefer pendulums, you can use those. Or if you want to have experience in many forms of divination, you can practice as many as you want and pull out whichever skill feels right in the moment.
Yeah, so let's dive into how to scry. When you have chosen which type of scrying is right for you, sit down, get comfortable, and relax your body and mind. Focus on the water, candle, or whatever you have chosen, but not too hard. You want it to ease into it, almost like a meditative or trance-like state. You can also use breath work here if that helps too.
Just wait patiently for whatever comes to you. Don't try to force anything, and don't dismiss any feelings or images that you get either. If you feel like you won't remember, you can have a little notebook and pen nearby to write things down as you experience them.
You could even keep a little journal to track what you get. and look back on it and see how far you've come with practice. Some people choose to scry at specific times, like at night, to be surrounded by darkness, or to connect to the magic of the moon. But you can scry whenever it feels right. I mean, you have time to play around with it, go for it.
I've also heard of people doing what I call micro scrying, where they do it for short periods of time, like when they're washing their hands, focusing on the water and soap, or when they're cooking and focusing on a pot of soup. When I was a little kid, I used to scry in the water around the drain in the shower before I even knew what scrying was.
Ooh, that's so cool. I do that too sometimes. Yeah, especially once you start practicing, you can find lots of different ways to scry.
Interpreting the messages or images they get might seem a little bit daunting, but don't worry about that so much. It's really a combination of your own intuition and feelings and some symbolism added in. Your higher self knows what it's saying to you. Your job is just to let it all through. Like when I'm practicing animal communication, I like to think of myself as sort of a clear tube that's just there to allow the messages to come through as easily as possible. And that's also an image that you can use if you need to.
When you said that, I thought about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
Oh
and when
my
Augustus
God.
Gloop got stuck in the tube.
That's amazing.
So, anyways, so there's that. You can think about that too
Just
while you're
think about
scrying.
Augustus Gloop.
Yeah, just think about that. But seriously, if you need to, you can look up specific symbols or omens after you're done in that mental scrying state, especially for things like certain types of birds you can't think of or name of, or if you don't remember the general symbolism of a color that comes through, no biggie, you can just look it up.
Then you just put it all together like a little puzzle. The message is from yourself to you, so it will make sense, even if it takes a little bit of time to get there. It's kind of like dream interpretation in a way, so some things may not make sense for a while until you encounter the right point in the future. And this will also get better the more you practice.
Yes, it will. You'll learn to trust yourself and what comes through, and if you're scrying for someone else, please consider what boundaries you'd like to have. If you are in their place, don't scry for anyone else without their consent or share information or messages you get about someone else with anyone but them.
So let's talk about ending the scrying session. Some people don't do anything at the end of their scrying sessions, but I like to do some grounding exercise before I move on to other things if I can. I'm an air sign, so it can be really easy for me to float off into the clouds. I'm already halfway there.
No comment. Well, let me ground that back into reality. Think about how people come back into their bodies at the end of meditation, if that's helpful. It can kind of be as simple as closing your eyes, paying attention to your feet on the ground. I also like to tap my body. If I, tap my hands, my shoulders, wiggle my toes. But you can also imagine roots growing through the bottoms of your feet to the floor, into the earth. Yeah, you can slowly and intentionally focus on the environment around you, what you see, hear, smell, or even touch.
I, like Lauren, also like to focus on parts of my body and pay attention to how they feel individually to help me back into the physical realm. On that same token, you can also stand up and move your body around in whatever way feels best for you to shake off that trance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just jump about, get the body moving.
Whatever works.
Yep. Well, in closing, scrying is kind of like any other form of divination. It's the way to make it easier for your higher self to communicate with you. It's receiving messages from your inner knowing and intuition. So use whatever tools and methods feel the best for you personally. Try different things to see what works and what doesn't work for you. It's very individual, and it should feel good to make your practice unique to you.
And just like with any skill, you'll get better at it as you practice. Before we leave today, we're going to pull a card. Today, we were called to use the Spirit Allies Oracle by Jill Pyle and Sydney Bashir. As a friendly reminder, please take what resonates with you and leave the rest.
All right, Mythlings, we're going to shuffle this up and see who pops on out. I like the feel of these cards, too. They have a nice hand feel.
Yeah, I like the matte finish. It feels good on my hands.
All right. We've got Wolf. And she's got like a a purpley, spirally.
It's the end of her tail. It like turns into a mystical boa around her neck,
Ooh, I love that.
and it looks sparkly too.
It's like, yeah, it's like a galactic boa of sorts. And she says, think for a moment about the people that mean the most to you, whether that's family, friends, or a romantic partner. Wolf is the embodiment of what is meant to stay connected with people who love and care for you. Even if you prefer being alone, remember that you are not truly ever alone. The universe cares and loves for you, just like your own pack. Reach out to the ones you love and remind them how much you love them in return. Sometimes there is nothing better than catching up with a close friend and sharing the wisdom you've gathered. There is always something to learn from sharing experiences. And there's a journal prompt that goes along with this, which is, who do I consider to be a part of my pack?
That's a warm, fuzzy message.
I love it. It's really sweet, you know?
And I really like the background color of the card too. It's a really nice, cozy purple.
Yes, yeah, it's kind of like a, like a disco kind of amethyst.
Yeah, it's like a little bit darker than lilac.
Yeah, I love it. And I love the message about us kind of leading with love and being connected, especially in these times we're living in.
Yes. Find your people.
Find your people
Be
out
with
there.
them.
And we're here for you. I'll be sure to post a picture of this card on the socials, which is Mystic Spiral Podcast. If you listened to this and felt the pull to try out Scrying, let us know about it. We love to hear about the things our mythlings blend into their own worlds.
And next Wednesday on the Mystic Spiral, we'll be talking about magical Febreze. We're going to talk about cleansing.
Until then, mythlings, keep listening and keep your magic soft and steady. Bye for now.